Nominations for the 70th Annual Tony Awards were announced earlier today. Several of this year's Broadway hits were recognized, but in one musical, stole the show.
And now for this year's nominees.
Hamilton, 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 Hamilton,
Hamilton, Hamilton,
Hamilton, Hamilton,
Hamilton,
Hamilton,
Hamilton,
Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton.
I love that. Hamilton was nominated a total of 16 times. That is the most nominations of any show ever on Broadway. Lin-Manuel Miranda, the man who is behind the breakout show, was just awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Hamilton as well. Bright Star, School of Rock, Shuffle Along, and Waitress were also nominated in the Best Musical category. Eclipse, The Father, The Humans, and King Charles III were nominated for Best Play. CBS News contributor Jamie Wax is here to talk about the nominations, the snubs, and more. Jamie, good to see you.
Good to see you, Vlad. Good to be on with my mother's favorite anchor in the world.
I do really well with like the parents.
I get big points whenever I'm on with you, my friend.
Parents love me, except my own, but that's great. So listen, so what were your you were at all surprised at what you saw today or no?
I got to say, I was pleasantly surprised in a way. The producers that are part of the nominating committee can sometimes guide things away from shows that have enough hype that they don't need awards to sell on the road or to sell tickets going into the next year. Clearly Hamilton is beyond recoupment. It's a gigantic, multi-billion-dollar behemoth like we've never seen. And I was a little concerned that they wouldn't give it the love it deserves, because
really, as
many people have said, that show is a show that, with very few notable exceptions, most people feel it deserves the hype that it's gotten. Right. So I actually was really pleased to see it break the record. I think it deserves it. I think if you look back at the years that the producers came along and Billy Elliot came along, the pool of competition was a little thinner, and I think it's very impressive in this season that they got nominated in all 13 categories that they were eligible for, plus multiple nominations in 2 categories.
Do you think that it'll be a clean sweep? They'll win all of those noms?
It would be great,
awards?
But there are a lot of deserving performances in other shows that I think are worthy of consideration. So it may be a clean sweep. They need 12 to tie the best ever, which was the producers, for wins, and they need 13 to beat that. So if they win in each category, they'll break that record.
They're going to smoke it. Some big snubs this year. No nomination for Jennifer Hudson in The Color Purple, or Audra McDonald for Shuffle Along. Were you surprised by that at all?
I'm super surprised by that. Audra McDonald has more Tony Awards than any actress or actor in the world. And the fact that the acting performances in Shuffle Along weren't more recognized was surprising. Now, I will say, it's the second most nominated show. It has 10 nominations. There was a big struggle to try and get it to be considered in the revival category. It's a commentary on an old play by U.B. Blake and about sort of the racial restrictions in the old theater and the treatment of minorities. And
it's the first, I think, play written and played by or for African Americans.
That's correct. So it's an ironic handling of the creation of this musical, and the argument was, I think, really to not have it be in competition with Hamilton. If we call it a revival, we can be in a different category.
Different category.
So there was actually some pushback and some distaste in the theater community for that move, but the artists connected to this and the piece itself, I think, deserve recognition, and I think it got some recognition. But Audra McDonald is a surprising oversight. Also Benjamin Walker for American Psycho. A lot of people felt that performance really carries that show and that he has been doing heroic work with it. And that's a divisive show. Does that show need to be recognized by mainstream theater awards? Who knows? I think the people who will go to see American Psycho are a combination of traditional Broadway theater goers and people who would normally go to a rock concert and things like that. So it may not need the award nominations, but people were surprised that he wasn't recognized.
Who do you like for Best Actor and Actress in a Play?
I have to say Frank Langella in The Father is spectacular. He is. It's a lovely play, but he's the reason to go see that play. It's a masterclass in powerful acting and in being magnetic. Boy, Best Actress in a Play is difficult, but I would say Michelle Williams does great work. Lupita Nyong'o, absolutely beautiful. She is so convincing as a young innocent girl that I think half the audience does not recognize that it's her.
Wow.
For a good part of the show. And that entire ensemble in Eclipsed is spectacular. Just a great team of women.
That's pretty cool. That's that's on my list of things to see. Eclipse. I also want to see American Psycho because I love the book and the movie. The movie I felt was a love it or hate it thing.
That's right.
And the play, you're seeing that tonight.
I'm seeing it tonight.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Blood cannons and all. It's gonna be something different for sure.
Besides Hamilton winning Best Musical, what are some of your other predictions?
You know, I got to say, I think The Humans is going to win Best Play. It's a beautiful play. Eclipsed is also just spectacular as a play, as I said. But I think The Humans is a really special play, and it's the kind of American family slice of life that you don't often see captured by contemporary playwrights, with a very contemporary approach and edge that Stephen Karam has in his writing. So I would look for that to win. I think that, you know, the color purple is probably going to pick up something.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of love for that, regardless of Jennifer Hudson's snub.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I mean, I've heard that, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard that she's amazing.
Yes, and Cynthia Erivo is the one that's getting the real attention
buzz,
for that.
right.
I mean, she came over from London. She's got a remarkable story, a backstory as an actor. And this is a tremendous opportunity for her, and people are just absolutely raving about her performance. And
come back and tell us how American Psycho was.
Definitely.
I'm curious to see how they do. Maybe you already know this, how they do, like, you know, the book had a big component of the book was the 80s soundtrack.
That's right.
And I'm wondering how they kind of incorporate
Mad
that.
World is in it, Hip to be Square
That's
is in
so
it.
cool.
So Duncan Sheik has kind of effortlessly woven in these 80s songs, apparently.
Oh, man, that sounds really cool. Jamie Wax, always good to have you. Thank you.
Good to see you, Vlad.
You can watch the 70th annual, I can't say that, the 70th.
It's tough.
It's tough, right? Thank you, Jamie. The 70th annual Tony Awards, hosted by Tony winner James Corden, on Sunday, June 12th. That's at 8, 7 Central, only on CBS.